many young players on this team. Going into a week like this, into a game like this, how do you just sort of just go, hey, when we get on the field, it is still just a football game? What do you say to them throughout the week?
You know, you gotta prepare with purpose and make sure that you put in the work, but understand that these are the opportunities that you're looking for. That it's just a game. You know, it doesn't make or break the season. Obviously, you prepare for every game. It's no bigger than the App State game. There'll be a lot more atmosphere and things going on externally that you got to deal with. But just getting them focused in on it's going to come down to execution, just like any other game that we play. Taking care of the football, making big plays, winning in the competitive matchups. So just trying to get them to understand that you don't do anything different in preparation, but you have to make sure that you don't spend so much time worrying about the things you can't control.
Is there any thought process during the recruiting process of trying to find guys who can settle in on a stage like this? I mean, obviously kids coming from high school haven't played in front of 90,000 people.
Of course, when you're evaluating, you want to test their character, their competitive toughness, and obviously some kids are more prepared because of the high school situation that they come from. But more importantly, we have to do a really good job because nothing's going to prepare them for an 8 o'clock kickoff in Death Valley versus Notre Dame. So it's our job to make sure that we coach them in a certain way to prepare them and have the mental toughness. Because really, it's going to come down to, are you going to be able to maintain your discipline and execute at a high level in a situation where there's a lot more atmosphere involved.
Tony, is it even possible to get them to drown out most of what's going to occur this week? I mean, game day and Sports Center and blah, blah, blah.
I wouldn't say impossible, but that's our job this week, is to make sure that we drown out the noise, that we don't want to pay attention to who's coming in here, game day, and they got their, not just game day, but they got their family and friends, everybody wanting tickets, and everybody's pulling at them, asking how much are you going to play, you're going to be on TV, do this, do that. So we have to do a really good job of us as coaches making sure that we're not pressing. That we're maintaining, a level of calmness, of preparation that we have every week that we go into a game. So yes, it's a tough task, but I don't think it's impossible.
Looking at Notre Dame and their defensive scheme, they've lost a couple players. They lost a safety a couple weeks ago, and some more guys on the defensive line. Have you guys had a chance to really sit down and game plan for these guys? I'm sure you have. And what have you seen, and what do you guys, look forward to implementing this Saturday?
Right. First of all, the injuries, it doesn't seem like it's impacted them. I mean, they just got players upon players. They've done a really, really good job in recruiting. Similar to Louisville a couple weeks ago when I was asked that question. They may have some guys down, but the body types are the same. So they just keep reloading. Obviously, they have the safety that went out. I hate that situation for him, but they just bring another one in. And so they got a lot of depth on the back end. And then up front, it just looks like they just keep coming and coming and coming. And they're fundamentally sound. They play tough. So defensively, there's no weaknesses that we've identified, even with the injuries. So it's going to come down to making sure that we know what we're doing, that we're sound in our schemes. But then at the end of the day, it's just who's going to go make the competitive plays, who's going to win the one-on-one matchups. That's what this game comes down to. What Wayne did last week is what I was hoping was going to happen, is that he kind of separated himself and he proved to everybody. I think we knew it, but he proved it, that he can go out and be a 20-carry guy, 100-plus yards a game, and really be the workhorse. And so with that, there was a challenge to all the guys in the room that, look, we wanted to do it by committee, but if Wayne is going to go in this direction, then we got to make sure that we have good competition for the next guy to run out there, because, again, the reps are going to be limited for those guys that are on the sideline. So, hopefully Wayne will get hot again like he did. But again, you got to be committed to the run, and so we can't give up on it early. And obviously, you're playing a really, really talented defensive front that they're not going to give you anything. So you got to stay committed to it, and hopefully he'll get hot and start finding some creases. But if he doesn't, then at some point in time, you do got to go to the next guy. But the competition has been opened back up for the number 2 guy to run out there throughout the rest of this week.
Is 99 a matchup headache for you?
99.
Tillery, the freshman.
You hadn't seen a whole lot of him until last week. You saw mostly inside. You saw 91. You saw 75. But he does show some flashes. And I even made the comment watching the UMass game today with the guys in the room. It's like, man, I hadn't seen him a whole lot because he shows some quickness and some things that you hadn't seen inside. So obviously we got to be prepared. But no more of a matchup problem than Day. I mean, Day, like I said, Day is going to be as good as we play. Like I said, very, very reminiscent of trying to block Grady Jarrett. If you one-on-one, you got to pack a lunch to block him. You got a better chance and when you double him. And then also they do some things with him too. They move him around and put him out at defensive end. Plays with great quickness. So yes, 99 has jumped out. Haven't seen a whole lot to really analyze if it's going to be a matchup problem, but he does show some things that catch your attention.
Is Schmidt kind of the prototypical middle linebacker, just kind of a captain on the field, directing traffic, or is he an impact player?
You know, I think the combination of him and 9 direct the traffic. I think he does a lot, but you also see 9 in there directing some traffic as well. But 38 makes plays. I mean, he's all over the field. They have him out in coverage. They have him in the box. They blitz him. They do a lot of things with him, so he's very, very versatile. So you can see why he's a captain of that team. And if you don't account for him, yeah, he can create a problem for you.
Tony, the last time we had this kind of atmosphere and excitement around here, things didn't go so well for you guys. There were a lot of players on that team who are on this team now and older. Do the coaching staff bring that up to them at all, or is it more information for the coaches to say, okay, 2 years ago, maybe we came up short here, let's prepare even better this time around?
You know, that's more information for the coaches. We haven't mentioned anything along those lines. I'm assuming you're talking about the Florida State game. Yeah, we haven't mentioned anything to those guys that were on the team or the ones that weren't. We're just focusing on the opportunity that we have and making sure that we have our guys prepared to go out and execute at a high level, and letting them understand that regardless of the atmosphere, it's about Clemson and how we play. But you got a very, very formidable opponent coming in here that you're going to have to play well in order to beat them.